Right now I've got one last page on a tiny sketchbook that wasn't used. That's an atrocity. It should not happen. So I'm just doing just a background, a mixed media. I won't be able to draw with ink pens on top of these sort of waxy watercolor pastels, but it still makes for an interesting background, and I'm using colors I think might not go together. It's more surprising and interesting that way. So these aren't typically colors you would put next to each other unless you were ready for and wanted mud, but I'm okay with mud. Mud is good. What will they become? I don't know. It doesn't quite suit the style of the rest of this watercolor book, but I don't care. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. So I'll probably not really finish this today. I was just creating an interesting background for another day. And it might not need anything else. I can just kind of leave it as a pleasant abstract, but abstraction, I should say. But you can't really predict what, unless you get really good at knowing your different paints, what different colors, the makeup of them, what they'll do when you drop them into other colors. So never quite, I don't know anyway, because I use a lot of different paints, which ones are strongest and will create a flowering effect. This is a really good way to experiment with new materials, get to know them. So just two tools. I could have brought in my watercolor pencil crayons as well, actually. That would have been really neat. Prismacolor. You could see what happens with one of those. Get more of a fine line. And when you're drawing on the wet surface, it actually acts differently. I've just launched this into cartoony, but I don't mind. I had no expectations for this page, so here we go. Just a little bit of funski in the very back, last page of my Croissant sketchbook.